I used to just use the back of the car. I used to just pile it all in the back of the car and then have to walk back and forth like an idiot. What's happening, guys? Dan Debenham here. In this video, we're looking at a staple of the video maker, vlogger, photographer, whatever sort of camera person that you actually are. We're looking at the staple of that particular hobby slash industry slash profession, and that is the camera bag. This is a LowePro, and it's my camera bag, and I used to just use the back of the car. I used to just pile it all in the back of the car and then have to walk back and forth like an idiot. And I thought, you know what? It'd be better if I just got a camera bag. And so I got this camera bag, and I thought we would go through and I'd just show you a little bit about what this particular camera bag is about. So with that, let's go somewhere and let me talk to you about this camera bag.
So, the backpack, the rucksack, the Flipside Trek BP 350 AW. This is a 350, they do this in three sizes. This is the middle size. They've got a 250, this 350, and then a much larger 450. The material this is made out of looks very similar to sort of a hard wearing, it's pretty robust stuff. It's got sort of a ripstop pattern to it. Which is those little squares and what have you, and is basically separated into three different sections. So I'll start with the first section. The first section is the front here. It's zippered, as you can see, double zippered. It's got sort of soft, it feels kind of water repellent, but not at the same time, sort of inner. You've got a zip pouch here inside, and you've got a slot for a 10-inch tablet. You've also got a pocket that runs the full length of the whole pack down to the bottom, so this runs all the way from top to bottom, and it's probably big enough to stuff a rain jacket in or something of that sort, along with two pen slots and a little tab at the top, basically to maybe attach keys or something to the top that allows you to secure it there. So that is section one. Section two is at the top here. So again, it's double zipped. These zips, by the way, are not YKK. Actually, they are YKK. I tell a lie. These zips are YKK, so they are high quality zips, and they do pull pretty easy. So they have got some decent strength to them. This is a much bigger pocket at the top. This will carry other sundries, other camera gear, other sorts of stuff that you want to carry, maybe a jumper, spare socks, that kind of stuff, because this pack is primarily designed for people out on a walk who want to take a camera gear with them, etc, etc. There is another pocket on the inside of this, which is basically a mesh pocket. That has got a little carabiner inside for attaching stuff that you want to keep attached, such as your car keys and whatnot. And effectively is made out of the same material that the front pocket is made out of, but with the addition of a hard base bottom. So with that, there is also another little pocket at the back here, which includes a rain stuff sack. So you can put a rain pack over the top of this just in case it starts raining. It's quite a deep pocket as well. I have used that to stuff stuff in there, like filter lenses and things like that, lens caps, etc. Whilst I'm using the camera, I'll stuff them inside that little pocket there, and I know where they all are. So you can use it, it's dual use, you can use it for other stuff. As we move around to the sides are exactly the same on both sides of the bag. You've got two clips on either side which are adjustable, and you've got a mesh pocket which you can put a water bottle in, or a tripod or whatever. I have had on this, in this particular bag itself, because I've been using this bag for about 2 months, I've had a Corey Punk three-legged thing travel tripod on one side, and I've also had my Ronin S on the other, strapped in, and both were perfectly secure. none of the clips came away. The clips are a little bit odd. They're not the standard clip that you would get, what you've normally used to be seeing. These kind of like clip in from the sides and the top rather than go in through a hole. But they are fairly strong. I've had none of them come away in any way, shape or form. They've been perfectly fine throughout the whole time I've used this pack. The straps themselves, they're padded along the edges and have a sternum strap so that you can strap yourself up, and it supports across your chest when you're carrying a little bit of weight with it. And they are, as I say, padded and are comfortable, and they've got a little bit of lycra or elastic on the front, and that's just so that you can hang things off them, or you can slot something in like a pole or whatever, and it will keep it in place. So as we go round to the back of the pack, we'll carry on with the waist belt. The waist belt is non-detachable, so you can't take that off, but there are two handy pockets on there. Again, all these zips are YKK, and they're just two handy little pockets for putting little bits in there, memory cards, that kind of thing. Anything that you sort of desperately need to get hold of around your waist, you can do that straight away from there. On the back of the pack, as you can see, it has got a 3-section air vent airflow system, which keeps the pack away from your back, allowing you to breathe a little bit. So if you're walking and it is a little bit sweaty, you're not going to get absolutely wringing wet through with this, because it's got quite a nice breathable pack system to it. That's mesh covered and it's ridged all the way down on those 3 panels. So moving on to the last little section, which is the main section that you bought this pack for, and that is the camera pack section. This is obviously this is a back opening pack, so front of the pack you can't access the gear from. You can't access any gear from that. You can only access your gear from the back, so while you're wearing it, there is no chance of your camera gear getting nicked unless they actually rip the pack off your back completely. So we open it out, and first thing you see on the inside is a mesh pocket on this bag here, on this door here, which allows you to put memory cards in, just in case you want to keep a couple of memory cards with you. I tend to carry 1 extra memory card. I don't think I've ever filled a 128 gig card. I don't think I've ever filled a 64 gig card with stuff I'm filming for a particular vlog or in a particular way. But it's handy just to have an extra, just in case you have a failure in some way, shape or form. Inside the pack, it can be laid out in a multitude of different ways. All this stuff in here is entirely modular and velcroed, and you get 7 of these orange dividers, two of which, the one that I bought, I came with 2. The dividers have a split in the middle for a pocket, so you can actually open that pocket up and you can stuff stuff inside the divider, which is quite clever in itself. And that basically is everything there is to know really about this pack. It's quite high quality, it's not particularly expensive. Again, it's a LowePro pack, so you're expecting what you're expecting from it, which is high quality and it to do what it's supposed to do. And it is overall, I have found it's a great pack. The downsides to it, there are some downsides to it. It will not take a pro DSLR camera, so 1DX users, you guys need to go to the 450. This will take only a DSLR, such as the 6D, 5D, and then down from there 750, 850, 77, 80, etc, 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 or the equivalent Nikon or Sony. So that is a downside to this, that it won't take everything that you think it should take. Again, this is the 350, so I would say if you're going to go with a 350, which I think I paid £109 for, it's basically a day pack. I would class this as a day pack if I was walking, which is take the stuff you desperately need to take in order to be able to film, because you can't, or photograph, because you can't put everything in this pack that you would particularly want to put in. There are sacrifices that need to be made, such as, for instance, I'm shooting this at the minute on a 6D Mark II. So if I've got a 6D Mark II inside and I've got a 50mm lens, a 24 to 105 or a 24mm lens, and then I want to pack a UAV such as a Mavic Mini, that's a controller, a drone and a couple of batteries with it, you have then got no room in this section here for anything other than that stuff. You can't put filters, etc, etc, etc. They can't go in there because there isn't enough room in there for that. They would need to go in the top or in the front. And as I'm a vlogger and I primarily use my cameras for filmmaking rather than photography, although I do take photography, I find that using that with a microphone, the microphone's having to go into the top of the bag. So other than that, really, there isn't really any downsides to it. Forgot to mention there are also some attachment loops on the edge of this here. There are 3 on each side, which allow you to slot things through. There are also some attachment loops on the front. Now these can be threaded through this bar in the middle here, and basically you can use them as 2 separate loops, or you can unthread them and use it as a continuous loop across the front. So if you've got something larger you want to attach to the front, you can do that. You can, the namesake itself is a Flipside Trek, which is basically that if you're putting this bag on, you can do the bag up completely. Let me just step back here a little bit so you can see what's actually happening. You can do the bag up completely like so, and then you can take it off, flip it around, and then it sits as a shelf in front of you so you can access your gear, and you can do that from here without having to sit down, bend down, lay the pack down on anything that's disgusting or dirty, and then you can zip the pack back up like so, spin it around, put your bag back on, and then off you go, and you're done and dusted. And there's no reason to actually lay down on the back, on the floor, get the pack on the floor, get yourself down on the floor. You can do it all from a standing position. It looks absolutely fabulous. Works perfectly. I'm sure there are other packs that can do that, and I'm sure that if you really wanted to with any kind of pack, you could probably do that, but having this pack be specifically designed to be able to do that, it does have its benefits, and it does work quite well. I've used it quite a few times when it's been absolutely grotty, and I didn't want to get me down on my hands and knees sorting through stuff. I've basically been able to just flip the pack around, drop it forward, and I'm into all my gear. I've actually taken my drone off from that point, to be fair. When I was on a beach, I stuck the drone on the bag and then just lifted off from there. And it meant not getting sand in all the rotors, etc, etc. It was a great idea, and it came in very useful. So with that, let's go back to the studio.
So yeah, as you can see, it's not the biggest camera bag in the world, and for me personally, I think that's a great idea. I have this innate ability to pack absolutely everything that I own, including the kitchen sink, because I may need that, and I might need this, and I might need the other. And it isn't going to be the only camera bag that I have. There is going to be other camera bags to it. But for me, it forces me to slim down my kit a little bit and take what I need to actually make my video, my vlog, or take the photos that I want to take. And it's useful. This particular version, this LowePro Flipside, is useful because it also doubles up as a little bit of a walking bag, and I do quite a bit of walking. So when I'm out in the middle of nowhere and I've got a raincoat, I've got somewhere I can stuff a raincoat and what have you, it is very useful for being able to use it as both a little bit of a backpack, have some sandwiches in it or some food in it, some drink, plus a bit of change of socks and that kind of thing, gloves and whatnot, along with all my camera gear, or all the camera gear that I particularly need. I'm not going to go on too much about it. It is a great camera bag. I do like it. I have been quite impressed with it. And yeah, if I was to be asked to recommend a camera bag to anybody to start with, that would probably be the one I would recommend. And the 350 at that, even though it doesn't take a pro body camera. 9 out of 10 people don't have a pro body camera anyway. And those people that have that extra grip that fits at the bottom of the camera, you can take that off and stow it in the bag anyway. So yeah, would I recommend it? 100%, I would recommend it. It's light, it's comfortable, it packs everything in that you want it to pack in, and yeah, it's very, 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 very good, very good. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this little review of the Flipside Trek 350 BPAW something or other. It's a name that's probably too long to fit on the screen. And I will see you guys next time. So please do, do like and subscribe, because I'm always looking for more subscribers, and more of you guys to join me on the journey that we're on. So with that, see you guys next time. Peace.